Randy Moss just threw gasoline on the Cleveland Browns quarterback controversy that's tearing through the NFL like wildfire.
All I'm saying is there's 2 times you put the young man in the Wildcat and did not put him under center. And we're talking about uplifting the quarterback. Everybody's going to still look at a guy like Shedeur Sanders. They want him to win. I don't know if everybody in that building wants him to win.
Most QBs lose the game, and I thought Shedeur knew the assignment and he passed the test. He took care of the football for the most part, obviously the 1 interception, but other than that, he played really smart.
A Hall of Fame legend is calling out an entire franchise for potentially sabotaging their rookie quarterback's first NFL start. Let's break down what's really happening in Cleveland.
Everybody's going to still look at a guy like Shedeur Sanders. They want him to win. I don't know if everybody in that building wants him to win.
Shedeur Sanders made his second NFL start today against the defensive juggernaut, and the entire football world is watching every single play. But here's what nobody's addressing. Did the Browns coaching staff deliberately deny him touchdown opportunities in his debut? Randy Moss believes they did. And when one of the greatest receivers in NFL history speaks up, you need to pay attention. Last week in Las Vegas, Sanders launched a rocket downfield, the kind of throw that makes defensive coordinators panic. He drove the ball down to the 2-yard line, putting his team in perfect position to score. And what did the Browns do? They pulled him out of the game. They ran the Wildcat formation. Twice, not once, but twice, they stripped their rookie quarterback of the chance to finish what he started. Let that sink in for a moment. Your first-round draft pick, the guy you're supposedly building your future around, delivers a spectacular play, and you pull him when it matters most? That's not smart game management. That's questionable coaching at best and sabotage at worst. The Browns hold 2 first-round picks in the 2026 draft. They desperately need answers at quarterback. Dorian Thompson-Robinson got his 6-game audition before suffering a concussion. Now it's Shedeur's turn. But how can you properly evaluate a quarterback when you won't let him play quarterback in critical moments? Randy Moss didn't mince words. He saw the disconnect everyone else saw, the gap between what the organization claims they want and what they're actually doing on the field. When veteran analysts start questioning whether everyone in the building wants the rookie to succeed, that's a massive red flag. This goes beyond football strategy. This is about organizational dysfunction. The numbers game justification doesn't hold up. Yes, the Wildcat gives you an extra blocker. Yes, it worked. They scored touchdowns. But at what price? You're telling a rookie quarterback in his first career start that you don't trust him in the biggest moment. You're broadcasting a message to the entire locker room that echoes far beyond one play call.
Most QBs lose the game, and I thought Shedeur knew the assignment and he passed the test. He took care of the football for the most part, obviously the 1 interception, but other than that, he played really smart.
Myles Garrett's reaction to that deep ball reveals everything you need to know about what this team has been missing. A defensive superstar who's carried this franchise on his back for years finally saw something worth celebrating on offense. That energy was electric. That excitement was genuine. And then the coaching staff immediately killed the momentum by abandoning what was working. Let's address the elephant in the room. Shedeur Sanders is polarizing. He's not your typical cookie-cutter NFL rookie. He's got swagger. He's got confidence that some people mistake for arrogance. He showed up with the luxury wristwatch. He talks about becoming legendary. He's different, and different makes people uncomfortable.
First his name, 2 of what he did and what he's accomplished in college, okay? Then you come in here with the swag, throwing the wrist up with the watch, talking about legendary. That's all cool. We ride with that. Now you have to go out here and perform.
Sure. But here's the truth. Different doesn't mean wrong. We've watched this story play out before. Young quarterbacks who don't fit the traditional mold get held to impossible standards. They get criticized for showing personality, while other guys get celebrated for having that dog in them. The double standard is obvious. The post-game interview backlash is another perfect example of this selective criticism. People attack Shedeur for not immediately praising his defense, even though he later emphasized wanting to be better for his teammates. Meanwhile, veteran quarterbacks say I and me constantly, and nobody says a word. The scrutiny is unbalanced, and it's not difficult to understand why. Rex Ryan tried defending the coaching staff strategy, calling it smart management for a rookie's first start. And listen, there's some merit to that perspective. The offensive line has been struggling. They wanted to protect him. They didn't want Max Crosby terrorizing him all game. But there's a crucial difference between protecting your quarterback and suffocating him. The game plan was intentionally conservative. Plenty of plays behind the line of scrimmage, short passes, nothing that would expose the rookie to excessive pressure. That's reasonable for the first quarter, maybe even the first half. But when you've got momentum, when your quarterback just made a play that has your defensive captain celebrating, that's when you need to trust him to finish the drive. Shedeur passed the most critical test in his debut. He protected the football. One interception, but otherwise clean. He displayed touch on the deep ball that you simply cannot coach. He showcased arm talent that most quarterbacks in this league would envy. He proved he belongs on this stage. And yet, the debate continues about whether he's ready, whether he's too confident, whether he fits the Browns' culture. The Browns are 2-9 heading into this game. Let that number sink in. This is not a team fighting for a playoff berth. This is a team in full evaluation mode, trying to identify what pieces they have moving forward. Every snap Shedeur Sanders takes should be treated as crucial developmental opportunity. Instead, they're handling him like fragile china that needs constant protection. The comparison to other young quarterbacks this season is revealing. We've watched Spencer Rattler get opportunities. We've watched Bo Nix develop week after week. We've seen what happens when organizations genuinely commit to developing their rookie signal carriers. The Browns keep saying the right things about giving Shedeur an extended look, but their decisions on game day tell a completely different story. This isn't just about one game or one sequence of play calls. This is about building trust. This is about creating an environment where a young quarterback can develop and flourish. When Randy Moss questions whether everyone in the building wants Shedeur to succeed, he's not being overdramatic. He's pointing out a legitimate organizational issue that could derail this kid's career before it truly begins. The blueprint for Cleveland is straightforward. Rely on that dominant defense, protect the football, make plays when they're available. Shedeur executed that blueprint flawlessly in Vegas. He was smart, he was decisive, he showed flashes of elite potential, and still there's clear hesitation from the coaching staff. Today's game is the real measuring stick. Home crowd, hostile weather, a legitimate defensive challenge. This is where we find out if the Browns are serious about developing Shedeur Sanders or if they're just going through the motions. Will they expand the playbook? Will they let him attack downfield? Will they trust him in the red zone? The energy he generates is impossible to ignore. His teammates recognize it, the fans feel it. Even critics like Rex Ryan acknowledge that despite throwing 4 interceptions in his own NFL debut, Shedeur performed better by playing smart and protecting the football. The kid understands the assignment. The question is whether his coaching staff will allow him to execute it. Here's what makes this situation so maddening. Shedeur Sanders possesses the physical tools to be elite. The arm talent is exceptional. The touch on deep balls is NFL ready. The toughness is evident. He's absorbed hits and kept playing. But none of that matters if the organization doesn't fully invest in his development. The Browns have been hunting for a franchise quarterback for decades. Literally decades of disappointments, busts, and broken promises. Now they have a young quarterback with genuine star potential, and they're treating him like he might shatter. They're managing his first start like it's a championship game instead of a developmental opportunity in a lost season. Randy Moss saw right through the facade. He called it out publicly, and now the entire football world is watching to see how the Browns respond. Will they prove him wrong, or will they confirm his concerns by continuing to restrict their most talented young player? The answer to that question will shape not just this season, but potentially the next decade of Browns football. Choose wisely, Cleveland. Time is running out, and your future is on the field right now.